Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from basklye. This is just such an interesting story. It just really shows the entitlement of women.
They're exhausted with the players' union and how they're approaching this and how they're acting. Some real low rent kind of things out there being said, put on paper, made a little more personal than it really needs to be. Now, there was an idea of a moratorium out there that would pause everything,
Moratorium?
right? During the, until there's a CBA in place, if there is one. And that more.
Look at that frustration. That's not just commentary. That's someone watching a league self-destruct in real time. And he's right. The WNBA just came off the biggest growth year in its history. Caitlyn Clark brought mainstream attention. A new media rights deal worth $200 million per year just got signed.
That's so much money. That's like more money than the league even makes.
Expansion teams in Toronto and Portland, ready to launch. Everything was pointing up, and now, a complete standstill. No free agency, no expansion draft, no player movement, just silence and tension while the players' union and the league can't agree on basic business operations.
The players think more about their money, all right, and less about a revenue. One of the issues they've got right now with the revenue sharing is it's a pipe dream.
Because there's no revenue. There's no profits, and there might not be profits for some time. Like, it don't even make sense why they want revenue sharing, especially 50%. It's like, wait, you want to be the owners without having to put in all that money, time, and effort to grow this league for 30 plus years, or almost 30 years now? You just wanted to come in, be a player, then all of a sudden get 50% of the pie. Like, what?
It's a pipe dream. And they could very well end the league over a pipe dream, something that was never realistic. And whoever is advising these players of the business side.
I mean, if you think of it's profit sharing and it's negative, does the league pay? Does the players pay the league to play?
The players are listening to them, and they're going to kill this business.
January 9th was the deadline. The collective bargaining agreement expired, and both sides failed to reach a new deal or even extend the old one. Now here's what makes this particularly damaging. They can't even agree on a moratorium, a simple pause button on league business, until they figure this out. The WNBA wanted to send qualifying offers to free agents. Standard procedure. The players' union called it unnecessary, and felt the league was adding language beyond just delaying free agency. Think about that. They can't agree on how to agree to pause. That's not a negotiation.
That's kind of crazy.
That's a breakdown.
And the last thing they need is to bring this thing to a snail's pace. That's where we're at. On Monday afternoon, the WNBA PA received a response from the league. Last week, the WNBA contacted every team's front office to advise them that they can begin sending out qualifying offers and core designations under the expired agreement. The reaction from sources across the league was one of confusion and frustration. Multiple league sources told Front Office Sports that offers would be meaningless as players would sign them with an overhaul to the salary system being negotiated. It was never about getting them to sign it.
And he's identifying the core issue. Revenue sharing. The players' union is pushing for a revenue share model, similar to the NBA, where players receive approximately 50% of basketball-related income. Sounds reasonable on the surface, but here's the reality the union isn't addressing. The WNBA has never been consistently profitable. The league has operated at a loss for most of its existence, subsidized by the
all of its existence.
The NBA. In 2023, the WNBA generated approximately $200 million in revenue. The NBA, $10 billion.
Jeez.
That's a 50-to-1 ratio. The new media rights deal will help. But demanding 50% of revenue when the league isn't profitable yet isn't negotiating. It's demanding ownership stake without the risk.
That's what I said. Like, that is literally what I think when you're asking for that much stake when you're not even making any money. What do the owners think? Like, wait, I've been sitting on this league for 28, 30 years, losing money, and then you want 50% of my profits? What profits?
It never was. It was never going to be until there was a CBA. They just wanted Adam Silver. It was a wise move. Kathy Engelbert, it was a wise move. The WNBA owners, it was a wise move. Put the money into the minds of the players. Lexi Brown, Kalani Brown are the only players not on rookie contracts signed through 2026. Quote, they might be going out because that's how it's written. WNBPA VP Brianna Stewart said Saturday at Unrivaled. Once again, you got people talking from competitors' professional leagues. It's unprofessional.
Now watch this strategy. The WNBA told teams they could start sending qualifying offers under the expired agreement. Multiple general managers told Front Office Sports they were confused by this move. The offers would be meaningless, since players wouldn't sign them with a complete salary overhaul being negotiated. But that wasn't the point. Adam Silver and Kathy Engelbert made a calculated move here. Put actual dollar amounts in front of players, make them see guaranteed money on paper. Because
I mean, Adam Silver was what I've heard is a pretty damn good commissioner for the NBA. So I can see him overhauling and fixing the WNBA if given the power.
Because right now the union is selling them on potential future earnings through revenue sharing. Potential doesn't pay rent.
Correct.
Qualifying offers do. Lexi Hull and Kelsey Mitchell are the only non-rookie contract players on the Fever signed through 2026. Everyone else is in limbo. That's real money at stake.
Colt, we have a pretty standard messaging across PA and the EC of making sure we're all on the same side of not signing anything, because if you sign that you're going to be locked into those numbers. Everybody's in a holding pattern. If this was a typical free agency window, WNBA GMs would have until January 20th to send out qualifying offers and core designations. Teams are not expected to send out offers as both sides continued discussions over moratorium, which they just came to an agreement on. This is the first deadline the WNBA and union face that starts to push back on official league business from the timeline laid out in the current CBA. Wow.
And there it is. Brianna Stewart, union vice president, telling players not to sign anything. If you sign that, you're going to be locked into those numbers.
Again, there's like feminism. Women just keeping women down because they think it's empowering.
She's positioning qualifying offers as a trap. But let's be clear about what's happening here. Stewart has other income streams. She's a part owner of Unrivaled, the new 3-on-3 league launching this month. She has Nike endorsements, international contracts. She's financially insulated from a work stoppage. Most WNBA players aren't. The median salary in 2024 was $100. That's good money, but it's not sit out a season while negotiating money.
Yeah.
Especially for players who don't have Brianna Stewart's endorsement portfolio.
Which the Toronto Tempo Portland Fire need, but the expansion draft date is not laid out in the legally binding CBA. And then, of course, we found out yesterday, Ramona Shelburne brought it up. Now you're looking at arenas wanting to book dates that WNBA games would have been played on.
Oh, damn. That would screw a lot of things up for the WNBA, yeah? Especially if all of these arenas do get booked, because arenas get booked. There's a lot of events going on.
Players are not thinking this out. They're not.
I mean, women only sees this, what's in front of their face. It's hard for them to see the foresight of future planning.
Either that or I got to wonder how many players actually want to take the current CBA. I would love to know. I would love to know how many players actually want to take the current CBA. And in this league, let's be real. This league has a history that Lord knows we've talked about, of bullying their players. They're each other. Treating each other badly. So what do you think they're going to do to people that want to sign the CBA and go play basketball?
Again, women. This is literally like a microcosm of feminism right there within the WNBA. This is literally what women are doing in real life inside the WNBA. Like, like causing each other misery, like doing things to kind of spite each other. And if you don't follow what everybody else does, then we're going to shun you, shame you, and you're not part of the sisterhood anymore. That's what's going on.
How do you think that's going to go?
It's women.
Now we're getting into the real damage. The expansion draft should have happened already. Toronto and Portland need to build rosters. Teams need to know which players they're protecting. Free agency should be in full swing right now, with players signing contracts and fans getting excited about their team's moves. Instead, nothing. And as Ramona Shelburne reported, arenas are starting to book other events on dates that would have been WNBA games. Think about what that means. These are shared venues. The Indiana Fever play at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The Liberty play at Barclays Center. Those buildings host concerts, conventions, other sporting events. If the WNBA can't commit to dates, those venues will book other revenue. And once a venue books a concert in May, the WNBA can't play there that week. The league could literally lose home dates because they couldn't get a deal done in time. That's not just bad optics. That's actual operational damage that affects the product on the court.
You won't tell me, you won't convince me that
Again, I'm so interested in this. I'm like kind of invested into it, like listening to everything. I'm not a big sports guy. I'm more invested into this as just sheer politics of what's going on and how women are just negotiating everything. It really shows, again, men really think of the future before they start building and negotiating. Other women tell them just do what they need to do, and then boom, all women just do the same thing and they don't even know what's going on.
there's probably not some level of intimidation going on right now.
Oh, I'm sure.
Among the union and its members and its players. Can you imagine if you're the one player or you're a group of, let's say there's 12 players that are like, I want to sign the new CBA. How are they going to be treated? That's one thing we have not talked about in all this.
True.
Is how are the players that want to compromise going to end up getting treated by the players' union?
Here's the question nobody's asking publicly, but everyone's thinking privately. How many players actually want to reject the current offer? Because the WNBA has a documented history of player-on-player bullying. Diana Taurasi hazing rookies, veterans freezing out Caitlyn Clark during All-Star Weekend. The dark side comments about fans. This league has shown repeatedly that if you don't fall in line with the veteran consensus, you get isolated. So imagine you're
it's a sisterhood in just another form, that WNBA league.
second-year player making $80,000. You've got student loan. You're not going overseas in the off-season. The league offers a new CBA with a 30% salary increase and better benefits. You want to sign it and play basketball. But Brianna Stewart and Nenika Ogwumike are telling everyone to hold firm for revenue sharing. What happens if you break ranks?
This is a disaster. It's officially a PR disaster for the league. Right after they started growing the league, this is officially bad. It's bad. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out.
And that's the reality nobody wants to say out loud. This is officially a public relations disaster for a league that just had its best year ever.
Sucks.
Caitlyn Clark brought...
It's not like I hate the WNBA or anything. It's just I hate the entitlement of how they feel. Yeah, if you're playing sport, do your thing, entertain people, don't complain. You're still getting paid. I'm not going to be upset at that. But no, the way that the entitlement of women kind of goes about sports is like, this wasn't really your space in the first place. Then we created a space for you, and now you just still bitch and moan.
Casual sports fans into the WNBA ecosystem. Her rivalry with Angel Reese drove storylines all season. The playoff games had genuine buzz. Merchandise sales were up. Attendance records were broken in multiple cities. All that momentum is evaporating, while the union and the league argue over revenue sharing that may not be economically feasible for years.
Not playing for a whole season for any league is going to be detrimental. Like, look what happened to baseball.
Fans who tuned in for Caitlyn Clark aren't going to stick around through a labor dispute. They'll go back to the NBA or college basketball. And once you lose casual fans, Getting them back is exponentially harder than keeping them engaged. Here's what makes this particularly frustrating. The league finally had mainstream attention. ESPN was covering games. Sports talk radio was discussing WNBA storylines. Social media engagement was at all-time highs. This was the moment to capitalize, to lock in a deal that gave players meaningful raises while keeping the business operational, and then ride that momentum into the new media rights deal era.
This is always saying, like, women always want to be entrepreneurs and things like that, but they actually truly don't understand how business operates, how entrepreneurship truly is, and how, that much money gets used up and how it has to be operated. They just see, oh, they're the owners, they can just pay for everything, we just need to do. No, there's so much moving parts and money going in and out. You just can't just, all of a sudden want to give you 50% more of something they don't even have.
Instead, we're watching a union led by players with outside business interests hold the entire league hostage over a revenue-sharing model that doesn't make sense for a league that isn't consistently profitable yet. And the players who would...
See, it's only a few women that are already set that are causing this issue because they want more. Literally feels like feminism, right? It was only the few white women that really got the most benefit out of feminism because they wanted the CEO, they wanted the high-end positions, which some of them got, when every other woman suffered. This sounds exactly what's going on to this league currently.
Benefit most from a quick resolution. The ones making median salaries without endorsement deals are being pressured to reject guaranteed money for theoretical future earnings. The moratorium agreement is a band-aid. It pauses the bleeding but doesn't address the wound. Teams can't plan. Players can't make informed decisions about their futures. Fans can't get excited about roster moves. And every day this drags on, the league loses credibility with the casual audience it just spent a year cultivating. Breanna Stewart can afford to wait. She's got unrivaled launching, which she co-owns. She's got Nike money. She's got international options. But what about the 22-year-old backup guard making $75,000 who just wants to know if she has a job next season? What about the expansion teams that need to build rosters but can't because there's no CBA framework to operate under? The players' union is betting that the league will blink first because they can't afford a work stoppage after finally achieving growth. But that's a dangerous game. The WNBA operated at a loss for 2 decades before this breakthrough year. The NBA owners who subsidize the league can afford to wait. They have other revenue streams, the players don't.
True.
And here's the uncomfortable truth that nobody wants to address. Caitlyn Clark doesn't need the WNBA as much as the WNBA needs Caitlyn Clark.
True.
She could walk away tomorrow and make more money doing basketball camps, endorsements and media appearances than she'll make in her entire WNBA career. She's playing in the league because she loves the game.
Well, I also think the league helped her provide a lot of those things for her, right? If it wasn't for the league and her being good at what she does in the league and all the eyes seeing her through the league, she wouldn't be able to have these endorsement deals, these camp deals, or whatever the hell it is. So I still think the league is still a wonderful thing for a lot of these women.
Not because she needs the paycheck. If this labor dispute drags into the season and causes games to be canceled, how many stars start reconsidering whether the WNBA is worth the hassle? How many decide that playing overseas or in unrivaled or just doing endorsement work is a better use of their time? The union is playing with fire. They're assuming the league has to cave because of the momentum from last season. But
the league and the owners all have money from other sources. They're not poor.
Momentum cuts
They're
both
millionaires
ways. You can
and
lose
billionaires.
it just as fast as you gained it. And once casual fans move on, they don't come back just because the labor dispute ended. So where does this go from here? The moratorium buys time, but it doesn't solve anything. Both sides are dug in. The union wants revenue sharing. The league says the economics don't support it yet. Neither side wants to be the one who caused a work stoppage after the best season.
And it's funny because you already got a whole bunch of perks and raises and things like that. Why not just negotiate the profit sharing later when there's actually some profits?
In league history. My prediction, this drags on for weeks, maybe months. We'll see more public statements from both sides trying to control the narrative. More leak.
It's just like women. Equality! They get paid that! I want to get paid that! Yeah, but they make 50 times more than you. You don't make any money. in a sense.
To reporters about who's being unreasonable, more pressure on individual players to hold the line or break ranks, and eventually, probably right before the season is supposed to start, they'll reach a compromise that neither side loves but both sides can live with. But the damage will be done. The momentum will be gone. The casual fans will have moved on, and the WNBA will spend the next season trying to rebuild what they just spent a year creating. All because the players' union, led by financially secure stars with outside business interests, convinced the rank and file to reject guaranteed raises for theoretical future revenue sharing that may never materialize. That's not leadership. That's gambling with other people's livelihood. So here's my question for you. If you're a WNBA player, making median salary with no endorsements and no overseas options, do you really want to risk your career on Breanna Stewart's business strategy? Or do you take the guaranteed raise, play basketball, and revisit revenue sharing in the next negotiation?
Exactly. Revisit it in the next negotiation. Like, I don't think, like, money talks. I don't think owners are that greedy if there's that much money involved. If there was that much, just like the NBA, there was so much money involved, the owners were like, all right, I'm willing to share 50% because there's just so much money. When there's no money, people aren't going to really share because there's no money.
When the league actually has consistent profitability to share. Drop your take in the comment, and if you want more honest WNBA coverage without the corporate spin, subscribe because this story is far from over.
Yeah, this story has like kind of captivated me. It was just so interesting, like watching women shoot their own foot and think, and it's not even women shooting, that's 2 or 3 women that are shooting every other woman's foot and their own, but they have like an extra prosthetic leg because they already have money in other sources. That's the problem. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.